Okay, we're back. Excuse me. Okay, now I do this. Not everybody does it. You don't have to do it. Some people say. I've always done it because I've done a lot of refrets, and this is a brand new fingerboard, brand new slot, so the frets are probably sitting in there. But I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the ends because I don't want them coming up, and it's not really gluing the ends. It's like gluing the. It's making the wood harder around the fret. It just you don't want loose fret ends. So this is a we could call it like a fret rocker thing. So first, I just want to check to make sure the frets are straight. I know they are. If you put this on here and you tap it, if you hear a noise, you know that the fret is high. I don't know if you can actually see. I'm going to try to do it so that the video can actually be seen. You know, they call it a fret rocker. Basically, you're coming off of this fret. If something's high, it's going to rock. So you can just check it real quick. And if you hear a noise, you'll know that one fret is high. Like right here, this fret is either low or high. So it's we're just going to fix that real quick. It don't really look like it looking at it. I can see down, like I can see down how straight it is. So I'm not really getting any rocking. You can move it if you feel, if it moves at all, something's going to be high or low. But when you press them in the way we did, it's pretty hard to have a fret that's not, unless the slot wasn't correct. This is a jig I made. It only pushes down on the ends of the frets, and it fits the radius. So we're going to do one side at a time. I'm going to put this on here, and this is only pushing on the ends. Again, the reason I do it is because I usually make sure that I don't have any loose fret ends. So I have some clamps here. I'll just clamp it real quick. You don't have to push too super tight or nothing. Just do one on each end here. And I got these other wooden clamps I'll put on in a second to show you. You just want to make sure you're right on the edge. I do one side at a time. Okay. So this one I want to move over just a tiny bit. So this follows down. It's only touching the ends, and I'm going to just glue it. And I use these wooden clamps because they'll support the neck. I'm going to put one here. I'll put one here. I'm just pushing the ends down so that they don't come loose and that they're all exactly the same. So I do each side, I do one at a time. One side at a time. I don't think you can put too there's no, you can put as many clamps on as you want. But so now, basically, I make my own little toothpicks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this neck around. Hopefully you can see it. Let me check the video. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay. Got the super glue. I make these myself. They're flat. Good flat toothpicks are hard to find. Years ago you'd get them no problem. Now everything's round. Round toothpicks don't hold the glue. I put the glue on here, and now I'm going to put just one drop of glue on each inside the slot. This is this area right here underneath the fret, and that's just going to go in there. It's going to harden the wood around it. So it's not like I'm not gluing the fret in. I'm hardening the wood around the fret. There's my flat toothpick, and then one drop, which I don't know if you can see, but how nicely a flat toothpick works. I can hold this up here and I can blow right through it real quick. One little drop on each one. I don't think you can see it, but you watch it run right in. Again, this is only because I don't want the fret ends being loose. Now normally when I cut, sometimes I cut my fret slots on the CNC with a radius, so there's no air gap underneath. Sometimes I cut them with a flat saw, there's going to be an air gap under there. It doesn't really matter, but I mean it's not super solid like you would want. And I knew another guy who had a radius jig, and it cut the slots at the same time as it did the radius, and there was no air gaps in the middle. So this one, I guess it'll run down. I don't think it gets that far in. But that's it. That was as quick as that. But now I know these are in there. And that glue dries pretty quick. So I'm going to shut the tape off. I'm going to do the other side and then we'll get back. Okay? So you get the idea?